I've got the brand new Zeus 1/8 scale monster truck kit from Sworkz. Let's crack this box open, see what we get inside. Hey guys, Rich here from the RCnetwork.com, and today we're going to be unboxing the brand new Zeus. This is Sworkz 1/8 scale Pro Monster Truck Kit. Now, of course, with all kits, you do have to put it together, and you do have to supply your own electronics and some other items to get this thing all up and running. Now, with this unboxing, you should hopefully find out exactly what you'll need so you can complete your Pro Monster Truck Kit from Sworkz. Now, being based in the United States, I haven't really heard of Sworkz before. Of course, I have heard that they make RC vehicles, but I haven't seen any of their products in hand, and I really honestly don't have any knowledge of their product base. Now, Sworkz was nice enough to contact me to show off the new Zeus Pro Monster Truck Kit here on the channel, and of course, I would like to oblige on their request. Now, with that, I tried to do some research into exactly who Sworkz is, and I couldn't find any information. Now, their website is down as far as their about page and their company information, and if you go onto their Facebook page, it basically just says that they started in April of 2010. So they've been around for a little time now, and I can see definitely that they do offer some pro level kit versions of most of their vehicles, mostly buggies and truggies, and of course with this new Zeus monster truck, this is going to be kind of catered more to the basher side of things, but at a pro level caliber kit version. Looking at some of the specs on the box, now this is going to be very comparable to the Techno MT410. That is their 1/10 scale monster truck, but scale is always a matter of opinion these days in RC, but I do feel that the Techno is a 1/8 scale monster truck. But in size wise, these are going to be very similar. Now on the RTR market, of course, the Arma Outcast is very similar in size to this Zeus kit version. So taking all of the contents out of the box, yes, the kit version unboxings are not the sexiest thing on the planet, but let's go through all these bags and see what we get inside of the Zeus monster truck kit. So the first thing right here, the A bag, you get the owner's manual, get some battery straps, some pins right there for the body, and of course the antenna right there. We do have some window mask and of course some Zeus stickers, some Sworkz stickers I'm seeing peeking out there as well. Looks to be a black and white manual, so hopefully this will be a pretty good building experience. Moving on to the B bag, we do have all of the differentials right here, and I'm seeing some pretty good stuff. Seeing some pretty much hardened bevel gears right there, some pretty large bearings, and we do have some metal impregnated diff cups, so that's pretty nice. All metal gears inside, some lightened out drives, so very good to have that in a 1/8 scale monster truck kit. Now the C bag does have the center differential, and I am seeing 3 different spur gears in there. Now these are plastic spur gears, and they look like they are interchangeable by just 4 screws that bolt onto the actual diff cup bevel, so to speak. There's like a bevel right here that doesn't have a bevel gear, but has a bolt pattern for those pinions, or I'm sorry, those spur gears. So they should just bolt on there so you can change them out. I'm not seeing a number just through the plastic bag right there, but they look quite large and definitely a Mod 1 style. Yes, most RCs do come with a D bag, and this is definitely it. So I'm looking at the diff housings or the bulkheads. I'm seeing some pretty stout looking ones. It looks like all of the blocks are made of plastic, so the A, B, C, and D block made of plastic, although I am seeing an optional one up here. Have to read more on which version that is, if it's maybe the D block. I'm not sure on that. Pretty large pinions, and I'm seeing the bevel and pinion gears inside of there as well, so pretty nice. Notice that there's several E bags. I'm going to start with E1. This is all of the bits and pieces for the arms. I'm seeing some shock towers in here. These do appear to be very large aluminum shock towers, pretty thick as well, about 5mm. A carbon fiber top plate there. I am seeing a one of the blocks right there, or a pin connector, possibly for the upper pillow ball suspension. I'll have to check on that a little bit later. We do have adjustable pills right there for those blocks, and some pretty large pins Those appear to be like 3.5 or maybe even probably 4mm pins right there. So for all the suspension arms. And I'm seeing some sway bar pieces inside there, so that's pretty nice. The E2 bag does house all of the steering components, including some plastic bell cranks. Looks like we do have an aluminum Ackerman bar and some other aluminum and steel pieces for the pivots. So do have a servo saver and of course lots of bearings, so that's a nice sign right there. Do have plastic servo horns. I'm gonna have to switch that out to aluminum. Tell you that right now. The E3 bag definitely has a lot of quality parts, including all of the CVDs throughout the vehicle. So I'm seeing some pretty large 17mm hexes, all aluminum hexes right there, and the serrated nuts as well. More carbon fiber pieces. These look to be the knuckle arms that come off there for the steering. All throughout, some pretty large bearing carriers as well. Seems to be very large bearings. Gotta say, those are probably one of the largest ones that I've seen on an 8 scale. Now the F bag finally does have the chassis plate. I am seeing the motor mount that does appear to be very nice machined aluminum. We have a diff, center diff cover right there, battery tray, side guards. I am seeing a pinion gear in there. It looks to be about a 16 tooth or such, right in that ballpark. So 15, 16 tooth. I didn't do my little count there. And I did open up the actual chassis plate here so we can take a look at that thing. This is BHC. It's their hardened black aluminum coating. It is milled out to save some weight. As I get this thing out of here. Has a traditional buggy size of chassis. So it is definitely a shorter chassis than we would see like on a truggy. Truggies are typically about 2 inches longer in length than what we see here. So this is going to be a short wheelbase monster truck. Do have the Sworkz logo, that's pretty nice right there. And I just so happen to have the Techno MT410 chassis plate just to give a comparison in size. And right there, we're looking at this one will be about 3/8 of an inch longer on the Sworkz. So not sure if that's made up with maybe skid plates or whatnot, but you can kind of see there's the size difference between the MT410 and this Zeus from Sworkz. The G-Bag does contain some steering components, including the steering arms right there, lots of screws and bits and pieces, and also looks like a servo mount right there as well. I guess after G comes the K-Bag. I didn't see any bags labeled in between the two, but right here we're looking at the shocks. Do have some plastic spring perches right there. Do have some pretty good springs in there I'm looking at. Of course, all aluminum bodied shocks. These appear to be probably 15 or 16mm. I didn't do an exact test on them, but they definitely look smaller than the Technos, but all aluminum, so that's a very nice touch. Aluminum caps, bodies, knurled adjusters, and bottom caps, so very nice kind of upgrade there. After K comes M, no L bag in this, and this is going to be the wing and also the wing retainer right there, and some other screws and bits and pieces to attach the wing. And finally the N bag. This is going to be the last bag in the kit, which includes some tools for the kit, including a large 17mm hex wrench. We do have some hexes inside there up to, it looks to be 3mm, just guessing at this point. I'm seeing some 400 CPS silicone shock oil, just reading off the bottle here, 7,000 CPS silicone diff oil, and the final bottle here, if I can scoot it around, is 3,000 CPS. So I'm not sure if that converts over to CST, so it'd be a 3,000 and 7,000, and then 400 CST weight shock oil, 2 bottles of that for both front and rear. Although this is a monster truck kit, it comes with a truggy looking body and kind of a very plain one, to say the least. It has a very short nose on there, cab forward design, very large cab, and then it basically goes back to this bed design that just goes on for like years. It goes all the way out. It's about 10 inches in length right there, from the end of the cab all the way out here to the end where like the wing would mount. Now this is a convertible version. We're seeing a optional cutout here for the motor head, some other pieces for a nitro version. So I'm not sure if this is taken off of one of their multi-use kits for their truggy, but it is a truggy body for this monster truck kit. Now the guys at Sworkz were nice enough to send me over some skid plates right here. This is a front kind of bash guard, and I believe also a rear one to mount onto the Sworkz Zeus, and then also some pretty cool little skids right here, both front and rear it looks like, with some pretty large 4mm hardware. So going to be mounting this on there just to give me a little bit of added bash ability of my new Sworkz Zeus. Alright guys, so that is my unboxing of the Sworkz Zeus 1/8 scale Pro Monster Truck Kit. I can't wait to get this thing built. I am planning on putting some pretty decent power in this thing, and of course bashing the living snot out of this thing to see if I can break it. So we're going to be doing that here soon at the RC Network. I hope you guys will join on the adventure here and see what this Zeus from Sworkz can really do. Well guys, that is it for now. If you have any comments or questions about this item, feel free to post it on down below. And as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now guys. Over and out.